The Ghoul's Hunger. Friday, September the 18th, 1925. Arkham, Massachusetts. It is the end of a long and abnormally hot summer. The first hints of autumn beckon, but a heavy heat persists, relentless. A silent, unspoken anger grips the town. Tempers are short, and in the last week alone there have been numerous reports of townspeople coming to heated, violent blows with one another over simple misunderstandings. And now a call from James Hankerson. He claims to have found a dismembered body in his barn. Blaming the weather would be too easy. There is something wrong with this town, and not a whole lot this old soothsayer can do to stop the slide. My auguries indicate a small group of investigators will soon take note of these strange happenings and set forth to make things right. I'll be watching their progress, but I won't be holding my breath. Hello everyone, Catweazle here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back to Arkham Horror, the living card game, Night of the Zealot, where we are now moving into turn 1. Dun dun dun. But just before we do that, we've got some things to do. First of all, let's draw the opening hands for our investigators. So our lead investigator first, who is Roland Banks. So do a quick shuffle, a quick cut, and we will take 5 cards. So first is Flashlight, then we have Mind Over Matter, Cover Up, we can't have that in our opening hand. Stubborn Detective, we can't have that in our opening hand. Emergency Cash, Vicious Blow, and finally Guard Dog. So what are we going to keep? We can't keep these two, they can't go in your opening hand. Flashlight, I think we'll keep that. Mind Over Matter, no, we'll get rid. Emergency Cash, again I hope this turns up later in the game, so we'll get rid of that. Vicious Blow. Now, this is the sort of thing we need later on in the game. It's not much of a spoiler, but it does tell you the game, when you start, you've got to take a nasty creature out and put it to one side along with a ally type person. So I'm betting that the nasty creature, we're going to end up having to fight it if we get to the end of the scenario. So I'd like this at the end of the scenario. So I'm wondering, sure, I'll keep it. Let's keep it. And Guard Dog, we'll keep Guard Dog. So we're getting rid of these two. These two we can't have in our hand to start. So we've got to pick 2 more cards, and we're stuck with these. You're only allowed 1 mulligan. So first of all we get Old Book of Law, which is rubbish. So we'll probably use that for the intellect icon that it's got on it. It's not much use to us. Oh, and we've got Beat Cop, which is very useful. So this is an asset, combat icon, but we do get +1 combat when he's in our hand. That's brilliant. And it's fast card, so if we discard Beat Cop, deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location. So we'll keep this guy as well. So that's pretty good. We've got Guard Dog and Beat Cop. We could have done, to be honest, with a weapon. We haven't got one. These can go back in. So not the best. I would have liked his 38 special, or perhaps the 45 revolver. So we put those back in. Let's line these up down here in his hand. So that is Roland's hand. Okay, next we've got Wendy. So let's get her 5 cards. First up we have Elusive. Then we have Paranoia, which we can't have, it's the opening hand. Rabbit's Foot, that's pretty good, keep that. Dig Deep, okay I suppose. Knife, It's okay. Not too good, but... And emergency cash. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we'll get rid of emergency cash again. We'll hope to draw into that when we're running out of resources. And we'll keep knife, I suppose. We'll get rid of dig deep. So we'll take another 2 cards. Flashlight, brilliant. And stray cat. That's pretty good as well. So, not too bad. So these go back in here. All a quick shuffle again. And we'll put that back here. Straighten these up. Okay, there we go. So those are the starting hands of our investigators. Let's find out about the actual agenda. So we may as well read this. So here we are, Agenda 1A. It's got the torch icon, which is for the gathering, I think. What's going on? It is late at night. You are holed up in your study researching the bloody disappearances that have been taking place in the region. A few hours into your research, you hear the sound of strange chanting coming from your parlour down the hall. At the same time, you hear dirt churning, as if something were digging beneath the floor, like this guy. Needs to get a cleaner in. So there's an icon here with the number 3 in it. This is the number of doom tokens on this card before we have to flip it over. Then we deal with what's on the flip side. Then we move into Agenda 2. We do not want to be doing that. So we'll put that over here. Let's have a read of the Act card. So we've got Act 1A for the gathering. Trapped. Trying to avoid getting any glare. As you leap to investigate, the door to your study vanishes before your eyes, leaving behind only solid wall. You're trapped inside your study until you can find another way out. Dun, dun, dun. Got another icon here, the number 2, with a small investigator icon. What this means is it's a clue icon, so it's 2 clues per investigator are needed to solve this act. So that'll be 4 clues. So we need 4 clues to flip trapped over. Excellent. So where are we? Well, we're in the study. So let's have a look at the study. So study, we've got the unrevealed icon, but as we're actually in the study, we'll flip it over virtually straight away. So again, gathering, icon, location. You've been investigating the strange events occurring in Arkham for several days now. Your desk is covered in newspaper articles, police reports, and witness accounts. Cool, so let's flick it over. Study. Now, we've got number 2 here in the dark circle. That is the shroud value of the study. So that's how difficult it is to find clues in the study. There is another icon over here, which is a clue icon again, and it's a number 2, but we have the investigator icon next to it. That means we get 2 clues per investigator. What do you know? 4 clues. Just what we need to get through the first act. Amazing. Who'd have thought it? Got some flavour text. The door to your study has vanished, as you can see there. So we'll put this back down here and we will get those clues. So there is 4 clues on the location. There we go. 4 clues to be found in order to escape the study. Coolness. Right, what do we do after that? Is there anything else for us to go through? I do not think so. I think we are ready to crack on with the start of the turn. Now, normally, when you begin a turn, you begin with the Mythos Phase, but not the very first turn. So we're going to skip the Mythos Phase, and we're going to go straight into the Investigation Phase. Our first player is going to be our lead, who is Roland. So what's Roland going to do? I'm going to consult my handy reference card. So we've got to take a turn performing 3 actions. So he's going to take his first action. I think the first thing he's going to do is let's get some defense going. So Beat Cop costs 4. So the Beat Cop obviously was helping them out. He was having a look through the witness statements and everything when everything started going a bit doolally. So we're going to play him. He's going to cost 4 resources. But the Beat Cop is now in play. It's just in case anything nasty comes out of the woodwork. So we've put him there. Now, Flashlight costs 2, and I've only got 1 resource left at the moment. I could use a second action to gain a resource, then put Flashlight into play as well. But yeah, let's do that. I do want to crack on with the clues, but... So, we've spent an action to get an extra resource. And then we're going to spend both of them to put Flashlight in play. Here's Flashlight, costs 2. Intellect icon. Uses 3 supplies. So we'll put 3 supplies on the card. And as an action, if you spend 1 of those supplies, you can investigate. Your location gets -2 shroud for this investigation. So if we used it in the study shroud value would go down to 0. So we'll put that there. May as well use the 2 that we've paid for it to be one of the supplies on it. There we go. So we've done that. By putting that into play, that's took our 3rd action, and that is it for Roland. Next up we have Wendy. What's Wendy going to do? Well, I think the first thing she's going to do is she's going to put Rabbit's Foot in play, I think. So this is pretty funky. So I've got a wild icon. It only costs 1 to put it into play. Now, as a reaction, after you fail a skill test, exhaust Rabbit's Foot to draw a card. So the reason why I put this into play straight away is we're going to start looking for clues. If we fail any of those clue draws, then we can exhaust this and get an extra card. So they claimed it would bring me good luck. I wouldn't say that's true, but now I feel like it would be even worse luck to get rid of it. So she's going to put that into play. That's going to cost her 1 resource. Put that back into the supply. And for her second action, she is going to investigate for a clue. Now her intellect is 3. Are we going to spend any cards? I don't think we are. No. So intellect of 3 against a shroud of 2. That means we need a -1 or better. Because if we get a -1, that means we come out as 2, which is equal, and equal is good enough to pick up a clue. So give these a shake. Go in, -1 or better. We have got a tablet. I think that's bad. -2, yes. If there is a ghoul enemy at your location, take 1 damage. Well, there isn't, but -2 means we haven't picked up the clue. But what it does mean is that we can exhaust Rabbit's Foot, and that means we get an extra card because we failed a test. Come on, something good. Backstab, this is good. So, costs 3, it's an event, it's got a combat and an agility icon. So rogue tactic, fight. This attack uses agility instead of combat, so it's excellent for her. Her agility is better than a combat. This attack deals +2 damage. This is just the sort of thing to keep back for something really big and nasty. So that's pretty good. Let's put that here. And for our last action, we are going to try and get a clue again. We are not doing well on these clues. So -1 or better. -3. Poof. Think you're right, Pencil Paulie. Why didn't they make them into dice? Right, so we have singularly failed to get any clues this turn, which is pretty bad. That is the end of the investigation phase. Next up is the enemy phase. And here we are at the enemy phase. And a very short phase it's going to be, because we've got no enemies. So we will move straight into the upkeep phase. And here we are at the upkeep phase. So what goes on in our upkeep phase? Well, first of all, we reset all our actions. So let's pop all these back up here. Then what we do is ready all our exhausted cards. So Rabbit's Foot is ready again. Then each investigator draws one card and gains one resource. So let's do Roland first. He gets a card. We could do with a weapon, to be honest. Come on, Rolly. Sort of copper doesn't keep like a gun in his study. So he gets unexpected courage. That's not too bad. But it's not a gun. Or a knife or anything like that for that matter. Okay, so he's got unexpected courage. He gets an extra resource. So he's now got one resource. That's him. Wendy, she gets to pick a card. And what does she get? The .41 Derringer. Not a very good card for Wendy, to be honest. So, cost 3, it's an asset. Combat. Item, weapon, firearm, illicit. Uses 3 ammo. As an action, spend 1 ammo to fight. You get +2 strength for this attack. If you succeed by 2 or more, this attack deals +1 damage. Now, it's bad for Wendy because a combat's only 1. So she's never going to do absolutely brilliantly with this in her hand. But she might be able to use the combat icon, perhaps to help out Roland, for example. So that gets 3 resources on it, 3 ammo. We'll just pop those on. And, oh, in fact, no I won't. I'll pop the ammo on once we put it into play. Let's just leave it as it is for now. But she does get her resource back that she spent on Rabbit's Foot. Woo! Righty-ho. So is there anything else in the upkeep phase? Each investigator checks their hand size. If we've got more than 8, then we've got to discard 1. We do not have more than 8. That's 8 each. So there is no need to discard anything. So that is it for the upkeep phase. Next up, we have the Mythos phase. And here we are at the Mythos phase. First things first, Doom token goes on the agenda. Remember, as soon as it gets 3 on, it gets flipped. We do not want that to happen. We need to get 4 clues by that time, and we're doing a particularly bad job of it. So we shall have to get a shift on. Now, we don't have to advance the agenda because we haven't got 3 Doom on it. Each investigator draws 1 card from the top of the encounter deck. This is the encounter deck. And it's not good. It is not good. So let's see what Rolly gets. Obscuring Fog. Oh no! Treachery. Hazard. Revelation. Attached to your location. Limit 1 per location. Attached location gets +2 shroud. The shroud is now 4, and we've got to get these clues. Forced. After the attached location is successfully investigated, discard Obscuring Fog. That is appalling. Oh, what a horrible card to get. Oh, no! And Wendy gets... Oh, yeah, and a ghoul comes out as well. So, ghoul minion, humanoid monster ghoul. It's got 2 combat, 2 health, and it's 2 to evade. It was colossal and nameless blasphemy with glaring red eyes, and it held in bony claws a thing that had been a man, gnawing at the head as a child nibbles at a stick of candy. HP Lovecraft, Pickman's model. So it's an enemy, it can do 1 damage, it can do 1 horror damage, and it's a pain. That goes into the threat area of Wendy. Well, wasn't that fabulous? I'm not too bothered about the minion. It's that bloody obscuring fog. So from where we were doing 3 against 2, it's now 3 against 4, which means we need a +1. We've got no chance of getting a +1. The chances of pulling a +1 out of there are minuscule. We are in real trouble. Okay, so that's the end of the Mythos phase. Good start to turn 2. Right, so now it is the investigation phase. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to have some real problems. I think... Oh, let's check some cards. So Unexpected Courage has got 2 wilds. Guard Dog. Oh, Book of Law is rubbish. Guard Dog. Oh, might have to use Flashlight. Yeah, we've got Flashlight. We've got a couple of flashlights. Might have to use those. Anyway, what we're going to do first is, I think we've got to... Let's get rid of this ghoul minion. Come on, Roland. First action, he is going to engage the ghoul. That means it moves from Wendy's area to Roland's area. So he's engaged it. Then he is going to attack. He gets +1 from Beat Cop. And his combat is 4. So that's 5. 5 against 2. So we've got to get -3 or better. And we get Elder Sign. Let's just check what the Elder Sign means. On Roland, +1 for each clue on your location. So he gets about 900. So he gets 4 plus the 5 that he had. Then, yes, that's 9. We can safely assume that he has hit the ghoul. So that is 1 damage. And it's got 2 damage, hasn't it? And we can only do 1 damage. Right, so we've done 1 damage to it. Oh. And then for his last action, he is going to attack again. So it's exactly the same. It is 5 against 2. We need a -3 or better. That is, I think that's minus for each ghoul at your location, is it? Yes, -X, where X is the number of ghouls. So that's -1. That's still good enough. And the second damage goes onto the ghoul minion. It is defeated and we can discard it. Excellent. But it took him 3 actions to do it, and we still haven't got a clue in more ways than 1. Oh, appalling. Right. But at least the monster's gone. Now it's Wendy's go. For her first action, she is going to equip the flashlight. So that is going to cost 2 resource. And we'll add 1 on here as well. So they'll double up as the supplies. For her second action, we are going to investigate, and we're going to spend 1 of these because we are going to have to use the flashlight. So that's -2. So it helps us in the get rid of the obscuring fog, if you like. So it's still a bloody -1 or better. And we get -1. Woohoo! We finally pick up a clue. So she gets a single clue. Let's just check this. After the attached location is successfully investigated, discard obscuring fog. So I think that gets discarded now. Yeah. Doesn't say about getting rid of all the clues. It just says a successful investigation. And we've just done a successful investigation. So I believe we get rid of that. Let me know if not. For her last action, sorry, that was the second action, and for her last action, she's going to investigate again, but this time without the flashlight, because the fog's gone. Sorry, slight cut there. I had a sneeze after I pulled that 0 out, which is why I didn't comment. But yes, we got a 0. Top banana. So that is another clue, and we are halfway there. So that is the end of the investigation phase. Super. Right, what to do next is, I believe we go into the enemy phase. And here we are again at the enemy phase, with no enemies, because we managed to kill it. So, brilliant stuff. Let's move on to the upkeep phase. And here we are at the upkeep phase, so let's reset our actions. There we go. We unexhaust any exhausted cards, there aren't any. We draw a card and gain another resource. So first up is Roland. Come on, weapon. Perception. So not too bad. It ups his intellect somewhat. So he's got perception. He gets a resource. Then we've got Wendy. Hard Knocks, cool card. Woo! Hit the whiskey, baby. Right, oh, it's Uzo. Top banana. Right, anyway. Cost 2. It's an asset. It has a combat icon, an agility icon. It's a talent. As a freebie, you can spend 1 resource and you get +1 combat for the skill test. And also you can spend 1 resource and get 1 agility for the skill test. Okie coke. Let's put that there. And she gets an extra resource as well, which puts her up to 4. Okay, so that is the end of the upkeep phase and the end of this turn. Turn 2 has finished. I think we shall leave it there. We're in a spot of bother. We still need to get rid... Well, don't get rid. We need to pick up these 2 clues before we can move the act on. Start of next turn, we're going to get 2 doom. There's going to be 2 doom on the agenda. So we haven't really got much time. We've got to crack on. The other bad thing is Roland hasn't got a weapon equipped. We really need him to find his 38 or his 45 revolver or something, even a knife, anything. Let's just try and get him tooled up. Wendy, she's doing okay. That's fine. Hopefully, you know, she'll be able to pick up the 2 clues. Roland's going to have a go, but hopefully Wendy can do it. We do have perception for Roland, so hopefully he will be able to... Oh, I tell you what he did. He killed that ghoul minion. When he kills a ghoul minion, he can pick one of these up. So we've actually got 3. Yeah, forgot. He's got a little thing whereby, as a reaction, whereby if he kills an enemy and there are clues in the location, then he can pick the clue up, or one of the clues. So he's doing that. So excellent, we've got 3 clues. Woo! So glad I remembered that. You know, doing a quick recap at the end of the turn works wonders. So I've reminded myself that we've actually got 3 of the clues. That's really good. Excellent. Woo! Things are looking a little bit better. We've only got 1 to pick up, so let's try and do that. Hopefully, as I say though, Roland can get a weapon. That's what we really need. And then we can look to get out of the study before this agenda turns over and pay the 4 clues to move the act card over. So let's see if we can manage it. But that won't be till next episode. Nothing like leaving on a cliffhanger, and this isn't a particular cliffhanger, but you know what I mean. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the views, all the subscriptions, all the views and all the likes. Absolutely brilliant, thank you. Thanks to everybody who's been across to Board Game Links to upvote the site. Once again, thanks very much. If you've noticed any errors, like the one where I nearly didn't take a clue after Roland killed the ghoul minion, anything like that, please let me know and I will try and fix it for next turn. But it is my first game, so go easy on me. But other than that, well, I've probably done several stupid things and not played very optimally, but we'll see. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoy the storytelling element, so excellent, yes. So we'll see how we go on. I don't think we did too brilliantly, but there you go. Right, so that is it for episode 1 of Arkham Horror, the living card game, Night of the Zealot. I hope you join me for episode 2, but until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.